This is Carth Onassi. The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge!
That was Carth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila.
This is Carth Onassi on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. This is Carth Onassi. You're the last Republic survivor on the Endar Spire. I'm tracking your position through the ship's life support systems. You have to get off the ship.
You've made it just in time. There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below. I'm a soldier with the Republic, like you. And we're the last 2 crew members left on the Endar Spire. Bastila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Now, come on. There'll be time for questions later. Whoa, hold on. Don't try and get up yet. You were smashed up pretty bad when we crash-landed here on Terrace. Don't worry, we should be safe here in this apartment. I gave you something to help you sleep. Just get some rest and let the Koltopax do their job. Good to see you up instead of thrashing about in your sleep. You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Carth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember? Well, you've been slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things, but try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Terrace. You were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone. You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're going to find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves. That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith master. Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her. Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course, there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast, she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive. Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So if Bastila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers. While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed. Terrace is a pretty big place. Luckily, I found an old swoop droid to help us get around. I've got him sitting by the apartment door. Do you know how a swoop droid works? Swoop droids are autopiloted land speeders. Through remote signals, we can have them fly in to pick us up or drop us off at a location in a fraction of the time it would take to walk there. The swoop can only operate in large, open locations. It can't take us down into the Undercity or inside a shop, but it can take us to a central location in the upper or lower city. You can signal the swoop from the map screen of your datapad. It uses the map coordinates to plot its course, so if we haven't explored an area, the swoop can't get the data to access it. I've entered all the details on how to use the swoop droid into the electronic journal on your datapad if you want to check them out later. I'll tell you whatever I can, though I don't know how much help it'll be. I understand why you want to know more about me. I kind of get the feeling we'll be spending a lot of time together over the next while. But this isn't really the best time for long introductions. We should stay focused on the task at hand. There'll be a time for that later. Everything I know about Malak is pretty much common knowledge. He escaped the trap that killed Darth Revan, his Sith master. With Revan's death, Malak became the new Dark Lord. It's obvious that Malak's a ruthless tyrant who'll crush anyone who stands in his way, just like Revan was. Experience has shown that the Sith won't stop until the Republic lies in ruins. Malak and his Sith don't respect anything except raw, brutal power. It's hard to imagine how someone who used to be a Jedi could become such a monster. Malak and Revan were once both part of the Jedi Order. But they were young and headstrong, and against the wishes of the Council, they went to battle the Mandalorians on the Outer Rim. Something happened out there. Something corrupted them and drew them over to the dark side. Or maybe there was something rotten inside them all along. I don't know. They formed an army of ex-Republic soldiers and Jedi who'd fallen to the dark side, with Revan at their head, until Revan was killed by Bastila's Jedi strike team. But even that didn't slow the Sith down. Malak just stepped in and assumed Revan's role. He took control of the Sith Armada and resumed the bloody conquest of the Outer Worlds. How can you say that? The Sith are butchers. Soldiers, civilians, they don't care who they kill, even children. Right now the Republic is the only thing keeping Malak's brutal fist from crushing the entire galaxy. And it won't be long until even the Republic falls to the Sith fleet. Well, I hope you're right. But the Republic hasn't been able to stop them so far, even with the support of the Jedi Council. I think Bastila may be the galaxy's last hope. Taris was once a magnificent planet-wide metropolis of towering skyscrapers, but that was a long time ago. The upper city where the rich citizens live is still pretty safe. If it wasn't for the Sith occupation and a planet-wide quarantine, it might not even be a bad place to live. But farther down, things have degenerated. The lower city is nothing but a slum overrun by swoop bike gangs, waging a never-ending war for control. And the undercity is... well, it's even worse. The lowest level of Taris is a wasteland overrun by rat ghouls, mindless, diseased mutants that attack on sight. I've already entered all this info into your datapad journal. Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base, and we can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. Can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. After all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out. You mean besides a chance to get off this planet before the Sith find you? Do you have any idea what the Sith do to prisoners of war? Good. We're going to need to work together if we're going to survive. Oh, I get it. Never mind that the Sith will destroy the Republic and ravage the galaxy. You're only in this for the credits. Don't worry, the Republic pays its mercenaries well. You help me find Bastila, and they'll make it more than worth your while, I'm sure. Plus, it might be your only chance to get off Taris. Don't be a fool. You're not getting off this world without help. You can't hide here forever. Do you have any idea what will happen when the Sith find you? I don't. But Bastila's young, and she has a powerful command of the Force. We survived the crash landing, so I'm willing to bet that she may have too. Besides, what's the alternative? If she's dead, then no one can stop Malak and his Sith from wiping out the Republic, and I'd rather operate on the assumption that she survived. I don't think you understand the situation. We can't hide on this planet forever. Eventually the Sith will find us, and trust me, you don't want that. Getting off this world isn't going to be easy. We're probably going to need Bastila's help. Not to mention that without her, the whole Republic war effort is doomed. I'm not surprised. You took a serious blow to the head. You're probably having all kinds of strange dreams. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I guess I have no choice but to stay here and hope Holden cools down. With that bounty on my head, it's too dangerous to go outside. You again! Why do you keep bothering me?
What's wrong with you? She doesn't deserve this.
Oh, I get it. You figure that just because I'm a janitor, you don't have to show me any respect. I'm beneath you, is that it? Well, all right then, no hard feelings. You'll change your tune the first time your plumbing breaks down and raw sewage floods your apartment. Then you'll be begging for Kadir to come help you out.
There's no need to antagonize the man. Besides, do you want to live in filth? I sure don't. Look, I know we're trying to keep a low profile, but this kind of attitude will draw attention we don't need. And I can tell you from experience that they aren't any good at all against a simple vibroblade. That's why the Republic has been training soldiers in hand-to-hand and melee combat.
You already helped me by saving me from those bounty hunters, so unless you have a spare 100 credits to give me so I can pay off Davik, there's nothing else you can do. You're giving me 100 credits? Just like that? I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you.
You're giving him 100 credits? Generous.
Now I can pay off Davik. You've saved my life. Thank you. I'd better take these credits to him right away. I'm getting out of here before any more of Davik's goons show up. You should do the same. What? You're robbing me? You're no better than those bounty hunters. Here, take my credits. Now I'm getting out of here.
Are you joking? We don't need this guy's credits. Just go on. We were happy to help.
What is this planet coming to, huh? Slummy's just walking around the upper city.
Shouldn't you go to the lower cities where you belong, Slummy?
Well, this is rich.
You talk big, Slummy. Maybe you should show us a little more respect. Hey, this Slummy's got a mouth.
Oh, great. We're fighting the drunks, are we? Man, do they stink.
You are like all the rest. You will not see the truth. On the day of reckoning, you will suffer with the rest of the alien lovers.
Come on. We should keep moving. Kook or no, people like him can make trouble for us.
Get out of here, you goggle-eyed freak! You're too ugly for the upper city.
Yeah, go back to where you came from. We don't want your kind up here.
Yeah, why would a human want to help you, freak?
Hey, aren't you... Hey, stop that, you kids. Leave him alone.
Why do you care what happens to some scummy alien? He's just a freak.
Yeah, he isn't even supposed to be in the upper city.
Well, I will. You kids, get lost before I kick your sorry butts. Now beat it.
Come on, let's go. I don't want to listen to this alien lover anymore.
My name is Gorton Kolu. Will you join my cause? We must band together if we are to stop the spread of vermin and scum throughout Taris. I am speaking of the hideous-looking aliens who walk the world of Taris. The Wookiees and Ithorians and Rhodians and Bith, all of them. Listen, friend, for these are dark times. That is why I, Gorton Kolu, have formed the Anti-Alien League. The time has come for action. We cannot sit idly by while aliens blight our glorious planet.
You'd think people would be a little more tolerant of others in this day and age. I guess stupidity and ignorance will never go out of style. I know we have to be careful about drawing attention to ourselves, but are we going to just let them drag this guy off?
Helping people is all well and good, but you have to help yourself first, right? I'm telling you, Davik will pay big credits for the cure. More than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the rich could afford the cure. Just let the poor suffer, right?
Oh, Davik's a legitimate businessman, if you get my drift. Smuggling, slaving, extortion. They say he's a member of the Exchange, you know, the big intergalactic criminal organization.
Well, I've heard of the Exchange. Bad organization to cross. But if anyone has blockade-breaking ships, however, it's them.
Since the space battle overhead, people have been secretly bringing in these Republic soldiers who crash-landed on the planet. I had to take them in. What choice did I have? Their injuries are terrible. Most won't survive. But at least I can make their last days more comfortable. And at least here they're hidden away from the Sith.
You have taken a great risk to care for these men. I wish we could aid you more, but you have my thanks.
What? You're threatening to turn me in? But the Sith will torture these soldiers. They'll shut me down. They might even kill me. You can't really mean to turn me in.
No, it's not. The Sith would torture men like these or worse. And you're not threatening this man while I'm present.
Fine. Take these credits to seal your tongue, then leave this place. I don't want to have anything to do with a monster like you.
Well, I understand some extra credits might help us in our mission, but I don't approve of your methods. Zelka's a good man. You shouldn't have done that.
You're threatening me? I don't want this to become violent. Look, here's an extra 50 credits. That's all I have, I swear. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Now, please, just leave me alone.
So you twisted a few extra credits out of him. Hope it was worth it.
What? Are you offering me a bribe? You realize this is treason, right? If I report you, the Sith will have you executed. Hey now, let's not start making threats. I didn't say I would report you, only that I could. This kind of talk is dangerous, you know. But I'm not going to turn you in. The truth is, I find your offer rather tempting. I could probably get you inside the base, but if we get caught, we're dead. You're asking me to take an awful risk.
You gotta expect at least a little risk if you want some credits, don't you?
I suppose so.
I've been hiding here ever since, but sooner or later someone will find me. Unless I somehow come up with another 200 credits. I'm a dead man. You'd give 200 credits to a stranger just to help them out? I don't believe it. Oh, thank you.
Wow, that sure was generous of you. I just hope we don't end up needing those credits later on.
But I already gave you all of my money. I don't have anything left. You promised you wouldn't tell Davik where I was. You can't tell Davik where I'm hiding with a blaster bolt through your chest.
I know we might need credits, but there's got to be a better way to get them than this.
Right, like I'm gonna believe that.
A crate of Sith uniforms goes missing, and you just happen to wander into the apartment of our prime suspect. That's pretty convenient. You're part of some Teresian underground resistance, aren't you? Time for you to learn how the Sith deal with spies.
I know all about Sith interrogations. This isn't going to end well.
If you can prove yourself in the ring by beating all these other so-called duelists, I'll agree to face you in a death match. You win, you get to collect the bounty for killing me. I'm not going to force you to fight, but it's the only way you'll ever collect that bounty on my head. Until then, we've got nothing to talk about. Good luck with that, kid. You're gonna need it.
You sure you want to get involved in this? Seems a bit pointless to me. Up to you.
I've got a plan to escape Taris, but I can't do it alone. I need someone I know can get the job done to help me. That's where you come in.
Careful. Mercs like this haven't a lick of conscience. They'll betray you in a heartbeat. This could be a trap.
Davik's always looking to recruit new talent. I'll tell him how you won the swoop race, and mention that you're interested in working for the exchange. I'll say I brought you in so he could check you out. He'll have you stay at his estate for a couple of days while he runs some background checks on you. That's standard procedure.
Well, it's not a bad plan. It might just work.
Look, I don't like working with strangers either, but we don't have much choice. I can provide the ship. You can get me those codes. We need each other.
Much as I hate to say it, he's probably right. We're gonna need that ship.
Kigratung nong yomanoong butmalia chigratung bolaking chidekordoid.
Vibroblades and blasters, and nobody ever dies. How come I get the feeling you're trying to take us for a ride? This is for the best. We could use those credits from these duels, but using your real name is too risky. The Sith might have come across a crew manifest back on the Endar Spire.
How dare you speak to me like that? Daddy's going to hear about this.
Careful what you say. I get the feeling this spoiled brat could cause us more trouble than she's worth. Are you sure about this? I want to get Bastila back, but taking contracts to kill people is a bit much, even if it is just more biker scum. I can't see anything wrong with getting rid of people like that, long as we don't end up on the list of their victims. Okay, I don't know about Davik's special contracts. Justice is one thing, but doing a crime lord's dirty work is something else.
I can't let her get away with what she did. That wench tried to cut me with her vibroblade. Because she's crazy. She started screaming that I was making advances, and the next thing I know, she's coming at me with a knife.
Yeah, right. Sounds to me like she was defending herself.
We just kind of fell in together. It ain't easy on your own here in the lower city. Everyone's always looking to push you around.
So we noticed. Still, you seem like an odd pair.
When I met up with Zalbar, it seemed like a pretty good match. I knew we could look out for each other. With my street smarts and his muscle, we make a great team.
You showed a lot of guts dealing with those Vulkars, kid. You got a name?
My name's Mission Veo, and this big Wookiee is my best friend Zalbar. I'd offer to give you a tour, but the streets down here aren't safe. But if there's anything else you need...
If the Sith ever moved in down here, all the swoop gangs would unite against them. We'd use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to pick them off. Their casualties would be enormous.
Don't fool yourself. The Sith would never commit to that kind of operation. They'd probably do something much more grand and deadly.
I'm afraid your friend has become a pawn in Brejik's game to take over the lower city. He's offered her up as the Vulkar's share of the prize in the annual swoop gang race. By putting up such a valuable prize, Brejik hopes to win the loyalty of some of the smaller gangs. Their numbers will allow him to finally destroy me and my followers.
So how do you propose we go about rescuing Bastila, then? Well, we can't fight all the gangs. Very tactful. Are you itching for a fight or something?
How dare you? I should kill you where you stand.
Calm down, Zerdra. I'm not ashamed of what I've become. As you can see, I lost my eyes in a swoop racing crash. I rely on these artificial replacements to see now.
They still think Bastila's just a Republic officer. That could work to our advantage. Maybe she'll even figure out a way to escape from the Vulkar base on her own.
Welcome back, Upworlder. I'm surprised to see you again. Many of your kind have passed through our village recently, but few have bothered to speak with me or my people. There are 2 entrances into the sewers from the Undercity, one to the northeast of our village, the other to the southeast. But the sewers are dangerous, Upworlder. If you dare to travel those dark tunnels, you would be wise to go heavily armed, unless you wish to become a meal for the Rakghouls and the other foul creatures.
No offense, but I can see why people normally avoid this place. I get the feeling if it wasn't for Gendar, this place would be a lot worse off than it is.
Hey, you ain't from the village. You're from the Upworld, ain't you? Yes,
You've got credits, I bet.
Watch yourself. There's something slimy about this guy. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
This is our village. We live here in the Undercity. You have to pay us 5 credits for using our elevator.
I don't believe this planet. Even the beggars are trying to shake us down.
Go on, you two. Get out of here. I'm sorry about that. Those 2 beggars give everyone in the village a bad name. We aren't all like that, you know. Most of us are good people.
I'm sure you are, miss. It's just too bad your little welcoming committee is here to give people a bad first impression.
The villagers infected with the rat ghoul disease have been quarantined beyond this gate. At any moment they could be transformed into terrible monsters. Nobody would be foolish enough to risk going into the pens to give them the cure. The infected ones could transform into rat ghouls and attack them at any moment.
So you just lock them away in a cage?
I can't help the infected ones. They have to die so that the rest of the village can live. I accept this. If you think that makes me a coward, so be it.
You come from the world above. Is this the time of destiny, then? Is this a portent of the salvation of my people? Or merely another false sign to mislead us from the path? Are you the herald of prophecy, the beacon to guide us through the darkness? Or are you merely another harbinger of shattered dreams and unfulfilled promises?
Be careful. This one might be crazy enough to be dangerous.
Wait, don't kill me. I surrender. I surrender. If you let me live, I can make it very profitable for you. I've got the computer codes to unlock the central elevator. You promise to let me go, and I'll use the computer to unlock all the doors on the main level, including the central elevator doors. It'll take you up to the 2nd level.
Why? What's up on the 2nd level?
That's where we've got all our processing labs. The raw spice up there is worth hundreds of credits. It's yours if you just promise to let me go. Don't worry. Once I unlock the doors, you won't ever see me again.
You don't think he could be of help? I mean, why kill him? Well, not that I object, really. I'd rather not throw aside anything that could help us right now. Wait, now we could probably use this guy, don't you think? Okay, you hear that, scum? You get a reprieve. Now, give us some information to make it worth it.
Please don't hurt me. I just serve the food here, that's all. I'm not like these others. I'm not even a black Volker. Please don't kill me. My name is Ada. My father owed Davik some money, but he couldn't pay. Davik killed my father and sold me into slavery here at the Volker compound to pay off the debt. Now that you've killed the guards who were supposed to watch me, I think I could find my way out of here. But I don't know anything. I'm just a prisoner here, a slave. The Volkers don't tell me anything. They treat me like dirt. They beat me up if I screw up their orders.
You may know more than you think, miss. Help us and we'll help you, okay?
Well, all right. I still don't know how much help I can be. But I sure hope you get rid of all the Volkers. I hate them. No! I won't go out like this. Not after all I've been through. I won't just let you kill me without a fight.
No, wait. This girl is no threat to us. Just run along, miss, and get out of here, and do it quickly before the Volkers come back.
You're the new lab tech, right? Gotta be. You ain't no mechanic, and you don't look like one of the Volker gang members.
That's us, new lab techs. You're a perceptive one.
I'm sorry Gadden can't be here to thank you in person, but he's retired to the safety of his private chambers. I'm afraid he's grieving over Brezhik's death. Even so, I think Gadden hoped that somehow Brezhik could be made to realize the error of his ways. Despite everything he had done, Gadden probably would have forgiven him.
Gadden sounds like the kind of person who you'd want in charge down here, at least to me.
The great city of Taris covers the entire surface of this planet. There is no land to grow food. Kelp harvests and the creatures of the sea are our only food source. A century ago, rising levels of toxic pollution poisoned the oceans, and famine swept the planet. The rich hoarded food for their own use, and the poor were left to starve and die.
From what I've seen of Taris, it doesn't look like much has changed. Except for the upper city, people here are just as bad off as the poor in your little history.
Now we live a dark existence beneath the streets of Taris, a life devoid of all hope but one, the Promised Land, and you will be the one to show us the way to get there. Legends tell of a self-sufficient colony founded just before the famine and lost during the Civil War. A paradise beneath the Undercity where droid servants tend to every need.
Sounds like a myth to me. Something to give the people here some false hope to cling to so they don't go mad with despair. And when we win the race, we get Bastila, right? Explode. Are you crazy? Why would we risk riding that thing, then? Bastila, you're alive! Finally, things are looking up. Now we just need to figure out a way to get off this planet.
You mean you don't have a plan to get off Taurus yet? What have you been doing all this time? I see. Now that I'm back in charge of this mission, perhaps we can start doing things properly. Hopefully our escape from Taurus will go more smoothly than when you rescued me from Brezhik.
I know you're new at this, Bastila, but a leader doesn't berate her troops just because things aren't going as planned. Don't let your ego get in the way of the real issues here.
That hardly strikes me as an appropriate way of addressing your commander, Carth. I am a member of the Jedi Order, and this is my mission. Don't forget that. My battle meditation ability has helped the Republic many times in this war, and it will serve us well here, I am sure.
Your talents might win us a few battles, but that doesn't make you a good leader. A good leader would at least listen to the advice of those who have seen more combat than she ever will.
Yes, you're right, of course. I apologize, Carth. This has been a difficult time for me. Of course, I'm happy to listen to your advice. What do you suggest we do?
First off, we can't get hung up on who's in charge. We all need to work together if we want to get off this rock. The answer is out there. We just have to find it.
Well said, Carth. And the sooner we start looking, the better. I've already been a prisoner of the Vulkars, and I don't plan on being captured by the Sith. I think we'll need some help getting off Taurus. Maybe if we ask around, one of the locals can help us out. We should probably start by asking around in the cantinas.
You know, I had my doubts about this mission, but I figured the Jedi Council wouldn't put you in charge if you weren't prepared. But here you are, acting like a spoiled child.
I see. It's true that I don't have much military experience. Perhaps I should not be so quick to judge. Very well, Carth. What do you suggest we do? My attitude. It strikes me that you are the one in sore need of an attitude adjustment. I happen to be in charge of this mission, if you'll recall.
Bastila, I was wondering something. How did those Vulkars manage to capture a famous Jedi like you? Were you knocked out when your escape pod crashed?
No, I was conscious. But my force powers were exhausted from using my battle meditation in the battle for the Ender Spire. Without my help, you might have never gotten off the ship alive.
Fair enough, but I've seen you Jedi in action. There's no way those thugs could have stood a chance against your lightsaber.
My lightsaber was misplaced. I couldn't find it after the crash. I looked everywhere in that pod. The Vulkars came and overwhelmed me even as I was searching for my weapon.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You lost your lightsaber? Well, I mean, isn't that a violation of some kind of Jedi code or something?
This is no laughing matter. During the crash, my lightsaber must have fallen from my belt and rolled under my seat. The Vulkars probably found it there when they searched the wreckage.
Hey, don't get mad. I'm sorry. It's just funny to think of a legendary Jedi losing her lightsaber. Take my advice. This is one detail you might want to keep out of the history texts.
I hardly consider myself a legend, Carth, though I will consider your advice when I relate these events to the Jedi Council. There is no need for them to know every detail of what transpired.
Bastila, did you ever think about joining all the Jedi who were running off to follow Revan and Malak when they went to fight the Mandalorians?
That was nearly 5 years ago. I was still an apprentice. My battle meditation hadn't even manifested itself. Yet even then I had the wisdom to obey the will of the Council. Unlike Revan.
I guess. Still, do you ever wonder if things could have been different? I mean, would Revan and Malak still have been corrupted if the Council had supported them instead of dragging its feet?
Do not blame Revan's corruption on the Council. Your Republic saw only the threat of the Mandalorians, but the wisdom of the Masters saw beyond the immediate threat. There was something lurking out there, something that devoured Revan and Malak, and many other Jedi. Had the Council sent us all into the unknown, how many more would have fallen?
So you're saying we should have done nothing? Just let the Mandalorians conquer us unopposed? I mean, the Republic was under attack, and the Order abandoned us.
We did not abandon you, but the Council were not about to throw lives away foolishly. In time, we would have aided you against the Mandalorians, but you couldn't wait. Revan and Malak offered a quicker answer, and the Republic chose to walk the easy path rather than the path of wisdom. Now we see the results all around us. You asked me if I think things could have been different. I know they could have. If Revan had only listened to the Council, millions of innocent people would still be alive.
Yeah, right. And every single one of them would have been speaking Mandalorian. I think we're done here. Let's just get back to the task at hand.
Helping people is all well and good, but you have to help yourself first, right? I'm telling you, Davik will pay big credits for the cure. More than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the wealthiest patrons could acquire the cure. That's hardly fair.
If you haven't noticed, not much about this place is fair.
That doesn't mean we have to actively work to make it worse, Carth.
We're not in a position to be much more than just realists, are we?
I'm a Jedi. I will always try to help if I can. You don't intend to work as a bounty hunter, do you? What need could you possibly have for so many credits?
It couldn't hurt, could it? Enough credits could help grease a lot of wheels.
Getting paid to murder others is hardly justifiable. It's a path that could easily lead to the dark side.
Well, it's my experience that the targets of these bounties are usually criminals themselves. So don't get all in a twist over it.
I'll get in a twist if I think it's called for, Carth. I simply suggest we should use caution if we intend to participate in this business.
Hey, Carth, you're a pilot for the Republic, right? You've been all over the galaxy, I bet, right? So tell me, how would you rate Taurus compared to other worlds you've seen?
To be honest, Mission, Terrace would rate pretty low. The prejudice, the rich spoiling themselves while the poor are crushed beneath them, it's not a pretty picture.
Yeah, but that's only since the Sith occupation. Before that, well, I guess it wasn't all that different, really. Maybe Taurus ain't as great as I thought, you know?
Trust me, Mission, there are a lot of worlds better than Terrace. There are worse, too, but Terrace is no place for a kid to live on her own. Even a kid who's got a Wookiee to look out for her.
Hey, I ain't no kid. I look out for Zalbar as much as he looks out for me. Big C's my friend, not my babysitter. Geez, I come ask you a question, you give me a lecture.
Don't you snap at me, Missy. You want a lecture? How's this? Only bratty little children fly off the handle because of a simple comment.
I don't have to listen to you, Carth. You ain't my father, though you're sure old enough to be. So keep your lectures inside your withered old head, 'cause I don't need 'em.
And I sure as hell don't need this. Look, let's just drop it and get back to what we were doing.
Hey, Carth, can I talk to you for a second?
Are you ready to have a civil chat? Or is this going to be another childish tantrum?
Tantrum? I'm trying to apologize, you nerf herder. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get mad at you. It's just that I'm sick of everyone treating me like I'm a helpless kid.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sorry about what I said, too. I'm just a little on edge lately. Not surprising considering all we've been through, but I shouldn't take it out on you. Mission, you have to know that we don't think you're helpless. I mean, look where we are. Look at what we're doing. You're not just along for the ride. We need you.
You really mean it, don't you? Nobody's ever said anything like that to me before. Not even Big Z. He might think it, but he's not really one for words, you know. Thanks, Carth.
Well, that's no big deal. I know how it is. Sometimes you just need to hear a few words of encouragement. Kids are like that.
Kids are like that? Listen, you... Oh, I get it. Okay, you got me. You're pretty funny, Carth, for an old guy. Come on, geezer. Let's get back to what we were doing.
I won't betray Davik's secrets for credits. They're of no use to a slave. Is there something else I can do for you? Please don't hurt me. I'll tell you everything I know. I only pray that Davik doesn't find out and my life will end in terrible agony.
There's no need to threaten these poor women. It's not their fault their life is like this.
As you wish, Master. You will find this most relaxing. If you would come with me into the massage room at the back.
Not to interrupt your fun, but we do have to get underway.
As you wish, mistress. You will find this most relaxing. If you would come with me into the massage room at the back.
Come on! I mean, I love a massage as much as the next guy, but we're not exactly on vacation here. We need to get going.
You can use those codes to steal the Ebon Hawk right out of its hangar. Sell it to the highest bidder, ransom it back to Davik. Whatever you do, you'll make thousands.
We should go now. We got what we needed.
What? But I don't have anything else. Those Ebon Hawk codes are worth a fortune. Isn't that enough? Please, just let me go.
Hey, there's no need for that. Just run, pal, before my friend here decides to start blasting.
No. What kind of a monster are you? Please. They'll torture me until I'm dead. Don't leave me here!
We may need that ship. Are you sure we shouldn't free him?
I've spoken briefly with the Council. They request an audience with you. We should go at once.
An audience with the Jedi Council? It's pretty unusual for someone who isn't even a Jedi. What's this about, Bastila?
I'm sorry, Carth, but I cannot tell you. All I ask is that you trust in the Force and the wisdom of the Council.
Well, I don't like being left out of the loop, but I'm not looking to get you in any trouble with the Jedi Masters. We'll do things your way for a while. I'm not an expert on the Jedi, but this seems like the kind of thing that could get a person into a lot of trouble.
Rahesia and I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for us. Now we will finally have a place to share our love, without fear of reprisals from our families. Rahesia and I can spend the rest of our lives together. All thanks to you.
I wish you the best of luck, Shen. I hope you two find the happiness I once knew myself.
Don't worry. I'm gonna hug you and oil you and care for you and make sure you never, ever get away again. I'll be waiting for you, Master Jedi.
Please kill me. I don't think I ever felt so bad for a droid before.
You Jedi have left them alone because they haven't harmed you. But they steal our property, destroy our land, and worse.
I say we look for these Mandalorians. I fought them in the war. They're nothing but vicious pirates. We should stop them if we can.
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantooine to escape the crush of humanity on the core worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Sandrels arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since.
Somehow I imagine the story from the Sandrels would sound just about the same, don't you?
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including razing the entire Sandrel estate.
You would be willing to risk open war over this?
It is the Sandrels who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
I don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Carth. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
Proof! How dare you talk to me about proof? I have more than enough to satisfy any reasonable person. Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
I've seen men like Alan Matali before. He's so convinced that his hatred is justified, he's prepared to do anything. And if we don't intervene, there will be war.
Leave immediately. Only those on official family business are permitted within the estate.
These settlers have come to Dantooine seeking privacy. Perhaps we should respect their wishes.
I came out here to kill Calder, and when I saw someone over by the bridge, I shot him. But Handon had already killed him.
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling Jedi.
Damn you. Damn both of you.
You did good. You might just make a proper Jedi yet. Who knows?
You think you can exploit a father's grief? I loved my son, but I am no fool. You shall get nothing from me. May the curse that brought Cassius to his death be on your head as well.
This man just lost his son. I can't believe you're trying to squeeze extra credits out of him.
I thought you would listen to me. I thought the Jedi were compassionate and kind. I shouldn't have spoken to you at all. I've just made everything worse.
Yeah, well, that's the way to go about it. Make things worse for these people, why don't you?
When I left, Quattro knew her work with me was done. There are other disciples who need training throughout the galaxy, and she could not stay to see if I passed this most difficult trial. With your help, I have passed this difficult trial. The Council now feels I am ready to continue with my training, though they have asked me to wait here for the time being.
Hey, I'm glad to see you're not getting hung up on all this. The past is in the past, you know?
First the Jedi trick you into becoming an enemy, then they welcome you back as a friend. I can't say I approve of their training methods.
Giving you a second chance like this is a clear sign of weakness. Sometimes I find it hard to believe the Jedi could defeat my people in battle.
Quattro's methods may seem strange, but I trust her wisdom. This lesson has been difficult, but I am better because of it. Humility is never easy to teach, but now I truly understand my own limitations.
Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it.
That is none of your concern, Carth, and you would do well to leave the matter be.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. If you won't talk to me, then maybe somebody else will.
It is in the real world that we truly prove ourselves worthy of the title Jedi. You would do well to remember this, young Padawan.
Not to mention that I wouldn't mind getting out of this enclave for a bit. I mean, come on. How bad could it be?
The task has its own importance. It may also serve to divert our minds for a short time, something which carries its own rewards.
He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
There's no need for you to make fun of her. She's obviously desperate.
I'll say.
Carth, enough.
Is that an impersonation of Bastila? If it is, it's a good one.
Carth, I'm standing right here.
And? What's your point?
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including raising the entire Sandral estate.
You would be willing to risk open war over this?
It is the Sandrals who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
I don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Carth. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
Jedi are renowned for their fairness in pursuit of justice. There is nothing to fear from us, unless you have something to hide.
That's quite a line. You actually believe that? Don't you think someone is allowed to value privacy?
Privacy is all well and good, but justice must be valued higher. Is it not obvious to you that this man hides something?
Actually, it is. All I'm saying is that not everyone welcomes the sight of a Jedi with open arms. Better get used to it. I've seen an evasion or two in my time, enough to know when I hear it.
My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly. You must understand that Father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassius.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at here, do you? That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council must be allowed to decide the next step.
No. Since Cassius went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassius.
I'm no Jedi, but are you really supposed to be using the Force for things like this? Why did you do that? Sometimes I just can't understand how you can be so cruel. That was totally uncalled for. With all the violence and bloodshed we've seen, it's kind of nice to help someone for a change. You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. You're the one who wanted to know more about me. Well, this is it. This is what I am. I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary? No, I don't have a problem with it, really. Go ahead and interrogate me. Oh, well, if it's an interrogation you wanted, why didn't you say so? No, how can I resist a challenge to my manly pride, huh? Fine. You made your point. Interrogate it will. No, I was just joking, though you do seem to be full of questions. It's rather refreshing, to be honest. I don't get testy. I get angry. And if I was angry, you wouldn't have to ask me if I was, let me assure you. All my secrets are purely of the mundane variety, unfortunately. Nothing worth extracting, though you're welcome to try. Let me ask you something first, though. I've been going through the battle aboard the Endar Spire over and over in my head since we crashed. Some things just don't add up for me. Maybe you could tell me what happened, from your perspective. Look, it has nothing to do with you personally. I don't trust anyone, and I have my reasons. And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things? All right. You must be the most damn persistent woman I've ever met. All right. You're pretty damn tenacious. You know that? We'll talk about it, but later. Right now, I just want to get going. Good. Like I said before, I prefer action to talk anyway. You're probably one of the most skilled women I've ever met. You've saved my butt more than once, and I'm lucky to have you here to help me. No question. Is that your idea of an insult? Come on, sister, take your best shot. Oh, ouch. I think you hurt my man feelings with that one. Well, I guess I did. Feel better now? Good, well then maybe we can talk reasonably about this. Look, all I mean is that if you're smart, you won't trust anyone. Not me, not Bastila, and especially not yourself. And I don't need all these questions. What I do need is to try and save the galaxy, if that's even possible. Why is whether or not I trust you or anyone so damned important to you? Why do you even care? We don't have time for this, so can we please just drop it for now? Can we pick it up later if you really must? I want to get underway. It's not what I want. I have a duty, and I intend to see it through. The galaxy is in danger, and I want to save it. That's what I want. No, I don't want to talk about it. What I want is to save the galaxy. If that's even possible. I don't need to be analyzed, thanks. Can we just get back to business? Not all of us have the luxury of a choice. I'm conditioned this way. Sorry. I'd be more than happy to, but she's as closed-mouthed as the rest of the council. I'm hoping you'll be the one to enlighten me. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason. No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing. Terrace? Well, the planet's all one big city, but its golden years are long past, and things have gotten worse since the Sith occupied it. From what I hear, the wealthy live on the tops of all the tall towers, and if you're poor, you live down in the shadows, and it gets worse the lower you go. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate. Dantooine's a boring place. It's all plains and herders and small settlements, perfect for the Jedi to lose themselves in, I guess. Manon's a neutral world. They're the only source of Kolto, the healing fluid, and they use that to remain free from both the Republic and the Sith. Tatooine's just a desert planet. I hear the mining isn't going so well. I bet the colony gets abandoned before long. Kashyyyk is covered by a giant forest, I hear, trees kilometers high. The Wookiees live in the higher branches, I think. Korriban's a desolate world and a Sith planet. There's only one small colony here, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know much about this place. Sorry. Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them. It shouldn't be my fault. I did everything I could. I followed my orders and did my duty. That shouldn't mean I failed them. I didn't. Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense, am I? I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later. I'm just a soldier. I go where the fleet admirals tell me to. I follow my orders and I do my duty. It's just... Doesn't seem right that doing that means I failed them. I didn't. True. Bastila is as powerful as they say. She's the one who defeated Darth Revan, after all. I guess that no Jedi ability, no matter how powerful, makes up for being completely surprised and outmatched. We didn't choose that battle anyway. It got forced on us. Hell, I'm just as surprised that any of us are alive to talk about it. Come to think of it, it's more than a little surprising that you happen to be here, isn't it? Just what is your position with the Republic fleet anyway? Not at all. I just think it's a bit odd that someone who got added to the crew roster at the last minute just happens to be one of the survivors. Don't be ridiculous. You've more than proved yourself since the crash. We wouldn't have made it this far without you, but still, you were the only one. Not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer. No? Well, maybe. Don't get me wrong, it just seems odd that someone Bastila's party specifically requested to transfer aboard happens to survive. The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board. Hell, they practically took over the ship, as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably nothing, I know. I learned a long time ago not to take things at face value, however, and I hate surprises. I have to expect the unexpected, just to be safe. I expect you're right. I've got no real reason to suspect you of anything. Still... it's better to be safe than sorry, right? I am working with you. I'd be a fool not to. I'd also be a fool not to expect the unexpected. I'm not trying to be paranoid. It's just that I learned a long time ago that something which looks like a coincidence probably isn't, especially when the Jedi are involved. A smuggler? I should have guessed. Now, isn't it odd, however, that a smuggler who was added to the crew at the last minute just happens to be alive? Well, that makes sense. Still, it seems a bit strange that someone who is a last-minute addition to the crew roster is one of the survivors. I'm just trying to figure it out. I saw enough men lose their lives needlessly during the Mandalorian Wars. It's difficult to see that happen all over again. We lost the ship and a lot of good people, and for what? On the hope that the Jedi powers would save us somehow? Not that Bastila had much of an opportunity to act. Neither was I, to tell the truth. I was on board as an advisor for the most part. The battle began so fast it's anyone's guess as to what actually happened. I knew you wouldn't understand where I was coming from. Let me try and explain. You got the skills of an elite commando, and you saved my butt more than once. Between that and your facility with languages, I'm lucky you're here. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop watching you being wary. I'm just not built that way. Period. Maybe so, but I've been betrayed before by people It just won't happen again, that's all. I don't know that you'll betray me, but there are no guarantees. Not for you, not for me. You don't have to take it personally. Hairless Wookiee. All right, sister, just calm down before your head explodes. Well, you can stop wondering. I'm not. Me. You shouldn't. If you're smart, you won't trust anyone. Not me, not Bastila, and especially not yourself. I don't remember ever saying anything about a traitor. All I mean is that if you're smart, you won't trust anyone. Not me, not Bastila, and especially not yourself. Yeah, well, you wouldn't be the first. Look, I don't expect you to be my friend. This is just the way I am. No need to take it personally. Look, I'm not trying to insult you. This is just the way I am. No need to take it personally. You haven't done anything yet, but there's no guarantee that you won't do anything in the future. I've been betrayed before by people, and it won't happen again. I don't know that yet. Like I said before, it's probably nothing, but I've been betrayed by people before, and it won't happen again. That's all. Oh, you want to argue some more, is that it? Can't say I've ever met a woman quite like you before. You're really something. So I've seen. If I were Malik, I'd be a bit nervous to have you on my tail. What does it matter that much? Why can't you just leave it be? And I don't want to argue with you either. I mean, you seem sincere enough, I guess. I just don't trust easily. And for good reasons, which are my own. Oh, damn it. I suppose I won't get any rest until I talk, will I? You want to know why I don't trust anyone? Fine. Here goes. 5 years ago, the Jedi had just finished the war with the Mandalorians. Revan and Malik were heroes. I was damn proud to have served in their fleet. It was completely unexpected when they turned on us, invading the Republic while we were still weak. Nobody knew what to think, least of all me. Our heroes had become brutal, conquering Sith, and we were all but helpless before them. I mean, think about it. If you can't even trust the best of the Jedi, who can you trust? It's not that. That's not what I mean. There were others, good, solid, trusted men who joined them. Of course the Jedi turned to the dark side. There were others, however, who weren't Jedi, good men, trusted men who joined them. Malik and Revan and the Sith deserve to die for what they've done, but the ones who fled the Republic and joined them are even worse. The dark side has nothing to do with why they joined with the Sith. They deserve no mercy. I know, and I should apologize to you. I've become so accustomed to expecting the worst in others, and you've done nothing to deserve that. It's just... Oh, never mind. Let's just continue with what we were doing. I'd rather not talk about it. I thought I said I don't want to talk about it anymore. Not particularly. I guess it wouldn't hurt exactly either, though I don't know why you're so interested. Cute. Nice to know you're so full of concern. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt, though. I don't know why you're so interested. I suppose you're right. Fine, then. But I don't know why you're so interested, but here goes. When I think of all the men who betrayed us, the one that stands out above all of them is the one that I respected the most. Saul. You don't. I thought everyone did. But Admiral Saul Carth is the commander of the entire Sith fleet. He's half the reason Malik has done so well in the war. Saul was my commanding officer back when the Mandalorian Wars first began. He taught me everything about being a soldier, and I looked up to him. Saul approached me before he left. He talked to me about how the Republic was on the losing side and about how I should start thinking of my survival. I know now that he was trying to recruit me into the Sith, but I couldn't have conceived of it back then. I argued with him, and he got angry, and he left. I never saw him again. Saul was my mentor. He led us to so many victories against the Mandalorians. Even when things looked to be at their worst, I couldn't conceive of it. He couldn't be serious. I was wrong, of course. He not only left us for the Sith, he gave them the codes to bypass our scanners. I remember waking up as the first of the Sith bombers snuck past our defenses and began destroying half of our docked ships. I knew right away what had happened. I could have stopped him. I could have stopped it all. I blame Saul, not myself. I was stupid, and I ignored the danger. He nearly destroyed us all. I don't know, maybe. He might have killed me if I tried, or I might have killed him. I was stupid, however, and I let him go. Don't even start with that. I don't feel sorry for myself. I feel angry at Saul and all those others. It's all I can think about sometimes. I fought Saul for years now, and if I ever catch up to him, he will regret what he's done. He will regret it. No, it's not. But I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's go. Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop. Left out of the loop, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it.
That is none of your concern, Carth, and you would do well to leave the matter be.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. If you won't talk to me, then maybe somebody else will. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange? I may not know much about the Jedi, but I do know they aren't famous for taking on old Padawans and sending them on dangerous assignments. A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again. And we'll just see about that, won't we? Nothing. Not yet. You just better hope I don't get a reason to. Fine. You got it. Conversation over. And what does that mean? Well, is this more of that destiny garbage that the Jedi keep talking about? Well, that can't be it. I've been watching you. You can be cruel and impulsive, a Jedi without self-control or training, and yet the Council sends you on your way. Why? That is completely beside the point. The Jedi encouraged you to stay with us, and I don't believe the reasons they gave. None of my business. I'm sorry, aren't I a part of this mission? I mean, the Jedi may be in charge, but I'm risking all the same things you are we? Well then, why then does it seem like the Jedi know everything and leave the rest of us out in the cold? Huh? You can be sick of whatever you like. What I'm sick of is being kept in the dark. And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you? No? Well, you certainly aren't helping matters any either. And it's really starting to irritate me. Listen, sister, I don't remember reading anywhere that it's a requirement that you remain with us after we left Terrace. Yet, here you are. You want to be smart, do you? Fine. So long as I get some questions answered. Well, I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important. It's just, I feel a bit useless. I mean, I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league. It doesn't, I know. It's been a while since I've even had to think about that sort of thing. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I? I guess there's no harm done then. Still, I should know better by now. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology? Done. Let's get underway then, shall we? Partner, don't drown me in sentiment already. Fair enough. Let's move on. Well, I guess I should be at least a little pleased that I haven't lost my touch. No, I do worry about it. I've traveled the lanes more than once. I should know better than this. Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. You don't exactly pull any punches, do you? Not that I don't deserve it, I suppose. I already told you, he betrayed us all. Well, there is more to it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about it. It's just that I don't talk about it very much, okay? I told you about my homeworld, Telos. 4 years ago, Saul led the Sith fleet there and demanded its surrender. The planet refused, and Saul proceeded to devastate its entire surface. Millions died. I had a wife and a son on Telos. I thought they would be safe there, but my task force arrived too late to be of much help. We didn't have enough medical supplies. The colony was burning and the dying were everywhere. I remember holding my wife and screaming for the medics, but they didn't come in time. Of course not, how could you? I had nothing left after that, really. I devoted myself to the fleet. Hunting Saul was my only purpose. I miss them, and I know killing Saul won't bring them back. And it won't make me happy again, but I have to do it. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to pay him back for what he's done. I have to. It's all I have left. Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. You deserve some kind of, explanation. I've, never talked about it before to anyone. Suppose it's time I finally did. His name was Dustil, and I don't know what happened to him. The colony was a complete ruin, and we never found any trace of him. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Let's continue with what we were doing. Anyway, that's the story, for what it's worth. She had courage, and she was stubborn. Could never talk her out of anything once she put her mind to it. And she hated it when I signed back onto the fleet at the start of the war. I had planned on leaving soon to join her. Yes, I can't forgive Saul for this. He took everything from me, even my trust. I hope you can understand that. Gotten over it. Look, my family was everything to me. Once they were gone, I had nothing. Hunting Saul became my only purpose. To think that I once looked up to these two as the best that humanity had to offer. Now I'd like nothing more than to put a blaster to both their heads. Although I suppose that only Malik is left, isn't he? Turned on his own master. Not that Revan didn't have it coming. Typical for their kind, I guess. No, not personally. They aided the Republic during the Mandalorian Wars. They were heroes. Without them, the Mandalorians would have finished us for certain. In the fleet, we didn't see much of the Jedi, And I only met Malak once, but I was impressed by him. I guess that just shows how much the dark side can change someone. I used to think that it was a fancy name for something that I see every day. Corruption is everywhere. People are greedy and stupid and do horrible things. I'm starting to think it's different for the Jedi, however. That there's this evil watching them, waiting for its chance. I've been watching you. You have this, incredible darkness inside you. Some of the things you do disturb me. It's not just you. It's Bastila as well. She's so intense. And I don't pretend to know much about the Force, but I know evil. No, of course not. All I'm saying is that when you have so much power, the stakes are higher. I can only imagine the kind of conflict that goes on inside you. Well, neither you nor Bastila are fully trained on how to handle your power. I'm just concerned at what might come. Oh, and that's not what I wouldn't want to see you hurt. Either of you. I suppose finding the star maps is more important than your training and your safety. I just hope there isn't a price for you to pay. I know that. And Bastila says the same thing. You're both incredible women. I'm just not sure this is the kind of thing that you can defeat. Well, I didn't mean to... Fine. I suppose I shouldn't stick my nose where it doesn't belong. I'll leave you be. No? I know how people change. I remember how Malak looked and acted before his return. I bet the old Malak discounted the possibility that he would ever fall as well. That's a frightening thought. I hope you're right. You have so much courage and strength in you, yet somehow I have no trouble imagining it differently, like the flip side of a coin. Nobody does. When they left after the Mandalorian Wars ended, they were Jedi. When they returned, they were something else. Well, when they returned from wherever they went, they had an entire fleet with them. Nobody knows where they got the ships. They had a lot of them. And as the years have passed, there always seems to be more and more, while our forces dwindle. Did they really get away with it, though? Revan was betrayed by Malak, and Malak hasn't won. In the end, the dark side won't help him. Oh, it's nothing, sorry. I told you my wife died 4 years ago. I've just been trying to remember what she looked like. It shouldn't be so difficult. I can remember things about her, things she did, the way she smiled, what her hair smelled like. Our last fight, just not her face. I try and hold it in my head, but it's gone. I know, is that strange? Maybe I shouldn't be talking to you about this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned it, even if you asked. I just find you, I don't know, easy to talk to. But I should be able to remember her face. It's frustrating. I feel like I'm losing her. It must look really strange for me to be obsessing like this still. You must think I'm incredibly stupid. Well, I suppose you're probably right, but I have to do it anyway. The only thing that's kept me going since she died has been the need to find Saul and kill him. It's better to think about that than anything else. If I can do that, then maybe I can let her go. Let it all go. If we encounter Saul, if we ever have the chance, promise me that I'll be the one to kill him. I have to settle this. I need to. Thank you. I guess there's really nothing else to say. Whether it does or not, that's the way it has to be. I guess there's no need to discuss it until then. Maybe. It can't be worse than what I tell myself sometimes. She isn't a ghost to me. I still remember holding her as she died, and I doubt I'll forget until I've paid Saul back in kind. That's all I have left, finding Saul and killing the scum. But don't worry, I won't waste any more time until then. That's a damn mean thing to say. I wasn't ready for her to go, and I can't accept it, all right? Moping. I'm not moping. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm moping a little, but you're very pushy. You know that? You mean if I kill him? Well, I never thought about it. I suppose I always assumed that I would be dead once Saul was. Understand that whenever I envisioned taking on Saul in the past, it was always as the captain of my own ship, or alone. In those cases, I would risk everything. But I'm not in the same situation now. I wouldn't risk hurting you or the others. You don't think I would throw away everything we're doing here, do you? I would like to think that I wouldn't put you in danger, that I wouldn't forget that there's more behind Saul that needs to be stopped. If I saw Saul, however, if I had the chance, I don't know what I'd do. I really don't. I mean, his death has been my entire focus for so long. Well, that's easier said than done, but I know you mean well. I promise you I'll see this through, no matter what. As for what comes afterward, well, let's wait until I know that I'm around to see it. I know, I'll see this through. I promise you that, no matter what. But maybe it's best I did. I have to see this through, and I will, to the end. I promise you that, no matter what. Of course it means something to me. The Sith have to be stopped. You think it doesn't matter to me that everyone on Terrace is dead? That the Republic is in danger? Well, it's never occurred to me. I've always been the captain of my own ship, after all, or thought about going after Saul on my own. Oh, well, I hadn't thought you'd notice. Well, I've just been admiring you. Not Not anything like that, though. No, I've been watching you in action, your skills. You have a natural talent that is incredible. Not that all I do is watch you or anything. I didn't mean anything by it. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? You would have saved me a lot of trouble. I will say one thing, however. We've come a long way with your help, whether it's the Force or fate or just dumb luck. I'm glad you're here. We probably would never have made it this far without you. I should have said this long before instead of doubting you, but I hope you can forgive me. Well, I guess I'm a proud man. I don't admit things like this easily, because you're an impressive and beautiful woman. In some ways, good ways. You remind me of my wife, and I'd like to make things right between us. Thank you. Let's get back to what we were doing. And you accepted it, but that doesn't mean I'm forgiven. I'd like to be. What do you mean? What am I supposed to say? I was wrong. I was a stubborn fool. Look, I have trouble admitting it when a beautiful woman has my number, okay? I'll take that as a yes. I'm glad that's settled. Shall we get back to what we were doing? Sorry, didn't mean to embarrass you. I'll stop. Oh, maybe a few, but I hope you won't mind if I keep those to myself. Oh, right. I'll just pay attention to what I'm doing. I do. It's serious, though. I need your attention. Is this a good time? All right. I'm concerned about you. I've been keeping these thoughts to myself mostly, but I think it's time I say something. It's about you. I'm worried about what you're doing to yourself, how much you've succumbed to violence and anger. I knew it was possible for this to happen to you, and it just pains me to see it. I've been down this path, and I don't recommend it. It's about you. I'm worried about what might happen to you. You have a lot of courage, and the fact that you've remained strong is amazing, but there's even greater danger ahead. I think you might be setting yourself up for a fall. Maybe at the urging of the Jedi, I don't know. But you're definitely going to become a target. If I'm going to find some purpose beyond taking revenge on Saul, then it's going to have to be in protecting you. I don't know why, but I think some terrible fate is waiting for you. I think the Jedi Council knows it, too. And I don't want that to come to pass. That's where I think you're wrong. You can't do this on your own. Nobody could. I don't know. I'm not the best of men, and I'm not the strongest fighter there is, but I'll find a way. I know there's going to come a day when you look in the mirror and wonder how you ever got to become what you are. And by then, it'll be too late. Don't chalk it up to my paranoia just yet. Something isn't right. Now, I blamed it on you before, but I think the Jedi didn't tell us everything. If I'm going to live past Saul, I need you to as well. Let me protect you from yourself, from the Sith. You have to let me try, because I never got the chance to save my wife and son. Because I didn't stop Saul when I had the chance. Because I finally have the chance to do it right. You are an extraordinary woman. You make me think that maybe I might have some purpose beyond revenge. I don't know whether it means anything to you, but it does to me. I'm glad to hear that. I'll do my best. I guess I have no other choice. I will still help you if I can, but I guess you're on your own. If that's the way you want it, I hope things go well. Let's get back to what we were doing, all right? We'll talk later then. If you're ready to talk, then yes. So am I. I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible for all the things you've done for my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't. I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died. But it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. All I can think of now is the promise that I made to protect you from what's going to come. It's given me a reason to look past simple revenge. You have a darkness inside you that must be Revan. But there's more to you as well. I see it. I know it's there. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. You have this huge destiny waiting for you, and I just fear that if you're alone, it could swallow you whole. I mean, is there room in there for me? Will you let me help you? Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice, and there won't be any turning back. I want you to make the right choice. I want to give you a reason to. Well, then I hope I can save you from yourself. You gave me a future. I want to give you a future, too, with me. I think I could love you if you give me the chance. Well, then I'm glad. Let's face the future together, and there's still a lot to do. Neither do I. But does it really matter if we love each other? I think I would be hurt worse if I didn't try. Oh, I had hoped that there might be. I don't blame you. You're not the same woman I met on Terrace anymore, are you? Well, thank you for your honesty. I still intend to see this through to the end, whatever happens. Malik needs to be stopped, and you'll make the decision you have to, and we'll have to deal with that day when it comes. Maybe you shouldn't. I would hope that my standing by you would mean something to you, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just can't. Well, there's more to the story, I guess. I didn't want to, maybe. Are you so sure you would have? Is there something else you'd prefer I called you? A little bit touchy, are we? Is there something else you'd prefer I called you? Don't get yourself in a twist over it, gorgeous. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, for crying out... Fine. If it'll make you feel better, you call me something. Go ahead. Come on. I can take it. What, are you afraid you'll hurt my feelings? Come on, spit it out. You can do it. Is that it? You can do better than that. Ouch. That is better. Well, I bet beautiful doesn't sound so bad in comparison now, does it? Stubborn as ever. Okay, you got me. I bet you have your heart set on those questions. Are they really necessary? Guilty as charged. I bet you still have those questions in mind, though. Are they really necessary? I might consider it, but what are you going to call me in exchange? I like the first part of that. I'm a bit more partial to the most handsome pilot in the galaxy. What do you think? Well, then I guess gorgeous will just have to do until then, won't it? No, but kidding aside, I bet you're not about to give up on those questions of yours. Are they really necessary? You do? Oh, fair enough. What do you want to discuss? I'm sorry, Dustil. I did all I could, and I failed you. So, Jolie, you decided to leave your little hermitage in the forest and come help us stop the Sith. I guess you realized this was worth coming out of retirement for, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Sonny. The Sith are the greatest evil to hit the galaxy since, well, the Mandalorians. And they're the worst thing since Exar Kun, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc.
Okay, old man, you lost me there. You trying to make a point?
Look, everybody always figures the time they live in is the most epic, most important age to end all ages. But tyrants and heroes rise and fall, and historians sort out the pieces. Malik is a tyrant who should be stopped. If he conquers the galaxy, we're in for a couple of rough centuries. Eventually, it'll come around again. But I'd rather not wait that long. So we do what we have to do, and we try to stop the Sith. But don't start thinking this war, your war, is more important than any other war just because you're in it.
That's an interesting theory, but I don't buy it. The Republic stands for something. It stood for something for 15,000 years, and if it falls, everything will change forever.
You believe whatever you need to get through this, Sonny. The bottom line is we both want to stop Malik. So let's not get hung up on the details. Let's just get back to stopping him.
Carth Onassi, is that you?
Jordo?
It is you, isn't it? I knew it when I laid eyes on you. You old space dog. How've you been? I thought for sure you'd be fighting on some ship out there.
I was. I crashed.
That's pretty rich. I can't imagine what it would take to keep you on the ground. Must have something to do with your friend here, eh? How's it going? Must have something to do with your pretty friend here, eh? How do you do, miss? Oh, I apologize. You folks are probably busy, aren't you? I just wanted to catch up with Carth, that's all. Sure am. We joined the militia together back on Telos. That was a lot of years ago, of course.
So what are you doing here, Jordo? Last time I saw you was on, Telos, actually.
Yeah, it's a shame about home. Telos still hasn't recovered. The family and I moved on, and I'm working for Zerka now. I didn't see you after... What I mean is, my condolences on your wife. I heard what happened. At least your boy made it through all right.
My boy? You mean Dustil?
Yeah, of course. I saw him not long ago here on Korriban, though he didn't recognize me. You didn't know he was here? Yes, of course. I saw him at my last stop on Korriban, though he didn't recognize me. You didn't know he was there?
No. Jordo, Dustil's been missing since the attack on Telos. Are you absolutely certain it was him?
Yeah, I'd recognize Dustil anywhere. Positive. He's joined the Sith, Carth.
What do you mean he's joined the Sith?
There's an academy for the Sith on Korriban. He's a student there. I saw him suited up in their outfit and everything. Sorry, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't. Well, thanks for telling me, Jordo.
Sure, no problem. Good to see you again, Carth. Hope everything works out with Dustil.
Dustil is alive. We have to go to the Korriban Academy and find him. You think I don't know that? If there's a chance that we can try and find him, I don't want to wait to track him down if possible. Thank you. I just have to see him. I have to know what happened to him. I don't know. I don't know why Dustil would be with the Sith, but I have to find out. There's simply no choice. All this time I thought he was... he must be a man by now.
You take a wrong turn somewhere.
Dustil! Is that you? Dustil, what are you talking about? I thought you were dead.
Too bad you didn't still think that. Or did you really think I'd be happy to see you? Look, everyone, it's Father, come to rescue me at long last. Sure, he may have left Mother and I to die on Telos, but that doesn't matter.
No, I didn't abandon you. The task force just arrived too late. Telos was in ruins, and your mother... I held her... But I looked for you. I swear I looked everywhere.
Ah, save it. You abandoned us long before. We were alone all during the wars, and even once you came back, you still didn't stay.
I didn't have a choice. I was needed...
Yeah? Well, you were needed at home, too. You were needed when the bombing started, and I got captured. You know what? It doesn't matter. Not anymore. I have a new family now, a family that cares about me. I don't need you.
The Sith? You can't mean that. No, the Sith killed your mother. The Sith destroyed Telos.
So? You're the soldier, Father. How many mothers have you killed?
No, you've been brainwashed. The son I knew would never...
You never knew me. You weren't even there to know me, so don't presume to tell me what I would or wouldn't do.
I don't know what's been done to you, but you are coming with me out of here, now.
Touch me, old man, and I'll kill you. Get out! Get out of here before I tell the Sith that you're here. I don't need his protection, not anymore. The Sith give me everything I need.
You can't mean that. The Sith are... they're evil. They're the dark side. They took me away from you and your mother. They're what took you from me.
No, they are not evil. They're not. The dark side is superior, and you were at war long before they came along.
The Sith war to conquer, to rule the helpless. I went to war for you, Dustil, for your freedom, your future.
I don't believe you.
If I failed you, son, then it's my failure. Please don't add to it by becoming part of something evil.
Prove it. Prove that the Sith are so evil, and I'll think about it. I'm not gonna follow you around, forget it. If you're caught, they'll just think I was betraying them. I'll stay right here. I won't tell anyone you're here, for now. You find some proof, and you bring it to me. If I hear you asking questions about me, or doing a single thing to jeopardize my position in the Sith, I swear I'll tell everyone what you're up to. You got that, Father? You prove what you're saying is true. I'm not going anywhere otherwise.
I got it, Dustil. I'll be back. I swear it. I wish I could help you, son. I truly do.
Right. Just as I thought. You can't prove anything.
You're gonna have to fight your own battles, Dustil. I fought all I can for you. Shut up! Stay out of this!
Is that all you do? Give out orders? Well, you can't show up after all this time and expect to give me orders. I'm not your soldier, and I'm sure as hell not your son. Yeah, I could just imagine what you two are up to here. Master Uthar will be more than happy to hear about it, I'm sure.
No, I won't accept that. I won't give up on him.
Why not? You gave up on Mother and I a long time ago. We were just an afterthought next to your glory hunting.
Stop it, Dustil. Stop it. I won't let you go on like this. What have they done to you?
They gave me a life, old man. They gave me power. You didn't even give me so much as a second's notice.
No, that's not true. I was there when you were younger, but I had to leave to fight. I fought for you, for your freedom.
No, you didn't. You fought for yourself, for glory. Well, the Sith can do that too. We learned to fight and to kill. You want to see what I've learned, Father?
No. Dustil, don't. I don't...
Too late, old man. You should have left when you had the chance.
I just can't believe he's dead. You should have stopped him. You should have done something to prevent this. Oh, don't give me that innocent look. You can talk a Hutt out of his credits. You could have found a way. You could have saved him. He was my son. I wish we hadn't come. I wish I'd never found him. Yeah, I'm sorry, too. And I'm sorry I ever met you. No, I didn't mean that. Please, maybe it would be better if we just continued with the mission. I want to take my mind off this. Saving the galaxy is what's important now. My son, I can mourn my son later when we're done, so let's just go. No, I did fail him, and so did you. I wish I'd never met you. No, if it did, I would never have met you. Is it? You seem just fine at pulling off the near impossible when you want to. I can't help but wonder if part of you didn't enjoy this. I thought we might be friends, but with you, who can tell? Is it? I find it hard to tell which side you're on sometimes. Still, not all the blame is yours. Most of it is mine. No, I see that. I don't know what I was expecting, telling you all I did. The blame is mostly mine for this anyway. Why didn't you want to? You knew how important finding Dustil was to me. You helped others. Why not him? Why not me? You could have, but you're only partly to blame. I'm to blame for all the rest. All the blame? No, part of the blame. No, part of the blame is yours. The rest is mine. If it was, you wouldn't have to ask. so don't worry about it. No, what I want is to find something, anything that will convince Dustle that we're telling the truth. Must be something in the Academy that we can bring to him. Something that would show him what the Sith really are. Talk about what? The only thing I want to do right now is find Dustle. If he's alive, there's just nothing else I want to think about. I'll understand if we can't look for him right now, but if we could, it would be a huge load off my mind. That datapad, just take a look at it. I wonder if Dustle knows his friend was disposed of like that. If not, it might convince Dustle that what we're saying about the Sith is true. And it'd be worth a shot. I think so. If he's anything like he used to be, Dustle hates to be tricked. There's no way he'll let the Sith trick him again. As for whether or not he'll be my son again, I don't know. He's so full of anger and hate. I wasn't expecting him to be like this. Well, maybe we can work it out. I hope so. I guess I'll have to wait and see. Thanks, by the way, for all your help. There's nothing to talk about. I failed my son, just as I failed my wife. I thought if I ever found him.
Back already? So tell me, Father, where's this proof you promised?
I have a datapad I want you to look at. You knew someone named Celine?
Celine? She's the one who convinced me to come to the Academy with her. Why? Where did you get this?
Look at it. It belongs to Master Uthar, doesn't it?
Yes, it's his, but he told me he said that she'd been lost on a mission in the valley. This says that they
killed her because she was hindering your progress. Superiority at any cost, Dustle. There's your evil. Or can you live with that?
No, I can't. I had no idea. They lied to me.
Well, there's the son I remember. Now, will you leave here?
No. You go do whatever you have to, Father. I have some other friends here. I have to warn them what's going on. And maybe I can, look around here and find out some more information from the inside. Something that might help you.
I don't suppose there's any way I could talk you out of that, is there? I mean, you're not going to do anything halfway. Sounds familiar.
Maybe after this is all over, we can talk. I'm still not sure about us, but I'll listen. Maybe we can get back to where we should have been.
Well, I'd like that. Well, I don't have anything. Yet. But I haven't given up on you, Dustle.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise. I gave up on you a long time ago. So did Mother, for that fact.
Please don't say that.
Whatever. Just go if you're going. I have things to do.
I'm proud of you, Dustle. You aren't hanging on to a lie after you see it for what it is. Not everyone could do that.
I'll go back to Telos when this is over. You can find me there. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, son. Good luck.
Look here, my dear friends. We have a group of newcomers to our little colony. I don't believe I've seen any of them before, have you?
Great. Just what we needed. Some punks to come steal our lunch credits.
What do you say? Amuse us. Make us laugh, and we might just consider allowing you to live. Go on.
I've heard this one before. I think...
Quiet! And then...
Cute. Maybe you should try juggling next time.
Jump in the chasm? Do I look like an idiot? No thanks.
Too bad. It's exactly where we're headed.
You, Jedi, you're looking to get in the Academy, are you not? Well, of course you are. Why else would you be here? Let me pose a question to you. These hopefuls will never survive in the Academy. A lesson must be taught here, but I am at a loss as to what form it should take.
Oh, this is rich.
Oh, it's a test, all right. It's a test to see if they're actually fool enough to die. If they don't, however, I certainly wouldn't admit them just for that accomplishment.
Oh, what a sweet guy. He should get the Sith Congeniality Medal.
Oh? It is no more complicated than I said. Perform impressive deeds, or bring me a suitably valuable artifact from the Valley of the Dark Lords.
Oh, so it's a popularity contest, basically. Wonderful.
Ah, finally, the genuine sword. I knew that this relic would be unearthed in time. I can feel the power flowing through it.
We should have kept that. It could have made a...
Well done. You have impressed me greatly.
The tomb is an ancient ruin on the surface that was visited years ago by Darth Revan and Darth Malak. They discovered a star map there of great importance.
Darth Malak went there? Very interesting, isn't it, Master?
We destroyed each other. We desired the secrets of each other to increase our power. We battled until finally our fortress rained down on top of us.
I suppose that's the nature of the dark side. Power, but no longevity. Eventually it just consumes itself.
Isn't it obvious? I've been hoping that someone would do the dirty work in retrieving the sword of Ajunta Paul for some time. It's been quite a wait.
You wouldn't have considered, getting it yourself?
I apologize, Sentient, for I cannot take the risk that you will tell of my presence here. I will use force to make it remain if necessary.
I knew there'd be a catch. There's always a catch.
There is no need for things to come to that, however. If you could perform a task for me, then we could both leave here in peace.
It smells like death here. Not good, honest battlefield death, but a musty, wasting death. Figures we'd find one of these star maps in a place like this. We've got what we came for, so let's get out of here. The sooner we leave the stink of this place behind, the better.
Why am I not surprised to find one of the star maps in a place like this? I guess we can get out of here now. I won't be missing this place, that's for sure.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our whim. What do you think of that,
Be careful. You don't want to provoke them, do you?
You don't think they're a little pre-provoked to begin with?
Don't be stupid. We needn't make matters worse.
Those are very brave words for such an insignificant person. Do you not realize how many Sith are here in Dresde?
Is this a raffle? How many guesses do we get?
Are you mad? Don't provoke them.
Ah, I trust you will be responsible for ensuring your slaves are not disruptive, then.
No more disruptive than our master will be.
What was that?
Ignore him, sir. He is mentally deficient, and he drools.
Hey.
Oh, it's a test, all right. It's a test to see if they're actually fool enough to die. If they don't, however, I certainly wouldn't admit them just for that accomplishment.
Disgusting and barbaric. That these men chose to do this willingly astounds me to no end.
Well, you should know better than anyone what some people will do for power, Bastila.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Well, just that the dark side is quite tempting. Or so you always say. What did you think I meant?
Never mind what I thought. Just be quiet. What? Sith don't cooperate on things like this.
Quiet already.
Don't you shush me, Carth Onassi.
Keep it up, and I'll gag you. Are you forgetting where we are? Now be quiet.
The task paid well, but was boring, and beneath me. I was told to lure the Selkath youth to the Sith embassy. Nothing more. I lied, I threatened, I promised, and I brought the most promising youth of the fish people to the Sith.
What then? What happened to the youths?
And there I left them. To what purpose I neither know nor care. Perhaps when the Sith learn I have betrayed their secret, they will try to kill me. I would welcome the excitement.
The Republic believes in justice, as do you. We just want Sunry to be fairly treated, that's all.
You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
You're talking about acts of war. We're just defending ourselves. You murdered your girlfriend in her sleep. I don't believe this. I mean, Sunry should be remembered as a hero, not as a murderer. That isn't right. Are you sure this is a good idea? I mean, I want to help get Sunry acquitted, but what if the Selkath find out about this?
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Frax and Sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes.
I suppose that explains a lot. Now, you've been under a lot of strain here. I'm uncomfortable with spying on the Republic, but if we could assure the Selkath that they mean no harm, then perhaps it might be worth it.
And what if the Republic does mean harm, Carth? Will you tell them?
If the Republic did mean harm to the Selkath, then I want to know what the Selkath did to provoke it.
How very noble of you.
Hey, I thought you Selkath judges were supposed to follow the law. You can't already have decided that Sunry is guilty.
If you had listened, Carth, you would know that that is the law. Sunry is guilty until proven innocent.
Well, that's a stupid law for any civilized world to have.
Angering the judge won't get us a more impartial decision, Carth.
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of colto in danger. No, I won't. Now look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. Sunry, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions? You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here.
I hate to say it, but he has a point. The Republic needs that colto.
And you would propose what? Letting a murderer free on the chance it will help the Republic?
If need be. We're talking about a Sith, remember? I don't approve of what he did any more than you.
But you're willing to overlook it. Are the principles that the Republic stands on so very weak, Carth?
The Republic's principles aren't worth a hill of beans if it falls, Bastila. I'll do whatever I can to save it.
Please, no! Take it then. But you may as well have just killed me. You've trapped us here with nothing.
Why did you do that? It's not like we're badly in need of credits, for crying out loud.
After a few trips, he didn't come back. Guards say his sandcrawler crew found his body stripped of everything. Nobody saw anything, and most of the other hunters never even knew him.
He had just started.
I don't trust any of them. But those Gamorreans, they just laugh when they see me. I think they did it. It doesn't matter. There's no justice on Tatooine. I don't care what happens to them. I just need credits.
No justice. Makes you wonder sometimes if the Republic even exists at all out here. This isn't right. We should be helping people, not making their lives miserable. Glad to see we're still the good guys here. Sometimes I think we forget that. I know Jawas don't have the best reputation, but that doesn't mean we can just treat them like this.
Objection. My former owners are indeed alive. Or at least I believe so, not having access to my memory.
Droid like this doesn't usually have former owners that survived. Will be my guess. There's only one language you Gamorreans ever understand, a blaster to your forehead.
What can I do for you, Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it? Well, of course, darling. Whatever Tanis Ven can do. You know, very few human females come to Tatooine.
Hey, you talk to her with a bit of respect in your voice, or you'll end this conversation minus a few teeth. Got it?
Hey, let's calm down, shall we? No offense was meant. You just go ahead and ask your questions.
Maybe we should spend less time shaking people down for credits and more time on finding a way to stop the Sith.
You did? I don't believe it. I mean, I do, but I sure wasn't expecting it. I appreciate it. I really do.
I'm impressed. Helping a kid like Nico off to a decent start? Good job.
Now I can take my bike to the big races. There's not much of a circuit right now, but I'll be ready when it recovers.
That Hutt's gonna suck every credit he can out of that kid and then toss him aside. Might as well have sold him to slavers. I don't know much about the Jedi Code, but I know I'd rather see those credits in our hands than in the hands of Zerka Corp or the Sith.
The wife put a kink in my battle droids. They're in some sort of discharge loop. And if I move from this spot, they're threatening to blow up. She knew I wouldn't know how to fix them. Could you try to do some repairs? They don't care if you move. It's just me who's stuck.
Well, I guess we should help him out.
Yes, I knew I liked this fella the minute I saw him.
Translation. He says we may enter only if we have the items the chieftain asked for. He doesn't appear open to bargaining. Translation. It has had the expected effect. I hope you are ready for battle.
There's an unwritten code of loyalty. You just don't turn on your allies like this. Any good soldier would tell you that. We should probably get going now. We found the star map, and I'm guessing there isn't much else worth seeing on this planet.
So these Jawas are scavengers who were enslaved by the Sand People. I think I am beginning to understand his plight.
I wonder just how long ago the little fellow's talking here.
It could be that this Jawa knows things about this planet's history that the Republic has no inkling of. It does seem convenient, but we've no reason to disbelieve this creature.
Well, you're joking, right? I mean, just because he's small doesn't mean he's any more trustworthy than a Gamorrean vessel. Don't be naive.
I am not naive, Carth. I simply sense no deceit here.
Well, you might have pointed that out in the first place. Jedi sense I trust. Wishful thinking I don't.
It's not that hard to understand if you listen. It's just odd.
Hence the unclear part. Or did you miss that?
Your sarcasm is not appreciated, Carth.
These Jawas sure aren't the trusting type, are they?
No doubt with good reason.
Well, for once I'll agree with you. Anyone else get the feeling that finding this star map in the back of this Krayt Dragon's cave is more than just a coincidence?
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The Krayt Dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it. Come. We should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here.
I don't concern myself with what goes on past this landing port. The Wookiees are very difficult to deal with. No business sense.
No business sense? You mean they don't like to be cheated out of their belongings and freedom?
This Wookiee slave got a little rebellious. We had to put it down.
Put it down? You killed him, you mean?
That's right. We had to do it, and it shouldn't come out of our pay.
Just shut up, you trigger-happy idiot.
The Wookiee was looking pretty agitated back in the ship. You think it's wise to leave him unattended? He looked like there was something he needed to do. Besides, we don't know this planet. He could prove useful. Good or bad, he's got to have some interest in Kashyyyk. I'd rather have him with us. I agree, but he could prove useful. He'd certainly know the place, and I wouldn't mind keeping an eye on him. It's a good thing Zalbar isn't here to see this. I doubt he'd approve of what you're doing. Actually, I don't know if I approve either. This planet is incredible. It's too bad Zalbar isn't with us. Be nice if a guide is familiar with this place. I don't like leaving someone behind, but I guess we don't have a choice.
Very good. If you had moved to evacuate the city, you would have alerted the enemy to their lost codes. Ultimate victory required the deaths of the people in that city. You wisely ignored sentiment in your decision.
You mean you just let all those people die? That's monstrous. This doesn't make any sense. Why put a star map here in the Shadowlands? Who's ever going to see it? I suppose it's possible the star map was built before these trees were ever here. It's just hard to imagine this world without these massive forests. You know what? This place is making me uneasy. We've got the star map. Let's just get out of here. Humane, you call it? Beneficial? Sounds like a bunch of excuses, if you ask me.
It's not our place to judge, Carth. As he said, it would change nothing anyway.
Are you saying you approve of this?
Of course not. I would gladly end it had I the power. However, we are here for other reasons, if you will recall. Are you sure this is wise? To support a slaver feels wrong.
Are you going to second-guess everyone?
Of course not. Only the idiots around me.
Admiral Carth taught me everything I know about being a soldier. He was a legend in the Republic fleet, and a hero to me until he betrayed us. When the Sith attacked my homeworld, the Leviathan, which is Saul Carth's flagship, was at the head of the fleet. My family was destroyed that day, and my wife died in the Sith bombardment. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I won't throw our lives away in some mad quest for vengeance. But if I get a chance to kill Saul during our escape, nobody better get in my way.
Talk of an escape is somewhat premature, don't you think? We don't even have a plan to get out of this mess yet.
I'll admit it won't be easy. Saul's no fool, and he won't underestimate us either. You can count on plenty of guards watching every move we make.
Maybe Admiral Carth doesn't know how many of us there are on board. We all have special talents. Talents we could exploit so that one of us could stage a rescue. We just have to figure out who has the best chance to avoid capture so they can come and rescue us later. It's a long shot, but it's our only hope. The Admiral will be watching the three of us far too closely for any plot involving you, me, or Carth to succeed. It's going to be up to one of the others to get us out of this.
Well, if we're going to pick someone to save our skins, we better do it quick. In another minute, we're going to have Sith troops marching up our loading ramp. Well, the droid's right. If we disable him, the Sith will probably wipe his memory chips and take him to the junk pile. But if we can rig a backup memory chip with a timer, when it kicks in, the little fellow will be reactivated and he can come find us. Well, that's a risk we might have to take, unless you can come up with a better plan to get us out of this.
Carth, it has been far too long since we last spoke. I see the recent months have not been kind in your case. I barely recognized you.
But I recognize you, Saul. I see your face every night, even as I promise myself I will kill you for what you did to my homeworld.
Did you learn nothing in your time under me? As a soldier, you should understand that casualties were unavoidable. This was an act of war.
It was a cowardly act of betrayal. Your fleet bombed a civilian target into oblivion without warning or provocation, and the blood of those innocent people is on your hands.
In war, even the innocent must die. The Sith would not accept me until I proved I had truly turned my back on the Republic by bombing the planet.
My wife died in that attack, Saul. And for that, I swear I'll kill you.
You used to be a man of action, not of empty words. Cling to your lust for revenge if you must, but spare me your tired threats. I've heard them all before. You're an insignificant part of these events anyway. Lord Malak is far more interested in your Jedi companions. He has great plans for them.
No! Ah! The pain! Ah!
Listen. Can you not hear him suffering? You can spare him further pain by simply answering my questions.
No! No! I beg you! Mercy! No!
I am surprised he did not pass out sooner. Rarely have I seen someone withstand such punishment and remain conscious.
For the sake of the Republic, don't tell him anything.
Don't listen to him. Tell me what I want to know or watch Carth suffer.
No. How could you betray the Republic like this?
I find your willingness to cooperate pleasing, though it seems your answers are quite upsetting to Carth. Not to worry. We are almost finished here.
Why are you telling him this?
You should be grateful, Carth. She is sparing you agony beyond comprehension.
Words that betray the Republic bring me more pain than any torture ever could. No, don't say any more!
The interrogation will begin now. Each time you refuse to answer or give me a false answer, Carth will suffer.
My pain is meaningless. Tell him nothing. What are you saying? Physical pain is nothing compared to the suffering of the galaxy if Malak should defeat the Jedi.
Don't try to move too quickly. You might not be fully recovered yet. Admiral Carth had his guards continue to torture you even after you passed out.
They tortured all of us, though you got the worst of it by far. Saul wanted them to make us suffer. He's become some sort of sadistic monster.
The dark side has perverted him, Carth. Once you start down the tainted path, it leads you ever further into the depths of evil. I fear he is forever lost. Yes, I suppose you're correct. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that hope in the face of such unbridled cruelty. But you speak the truth. I suppose I'm taking the news of Dantooine's destruction quite hard. First Taras, now the Academy. Is there no end to the killing? I'd like to believe that Saul was lying to us. But even as he said the words, I knew they were true. The Academy is gone. We should have felt a disturbance in the force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign. I fear the dark side is growing stronger, casting shadows our vision cannot pierce. I can only hope that some of the Jedi escaped. Rook, Vendar, Zar. I cannot imagine all of them being gone. In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge in the galaxy.
None of this will matter if we don't get out of this prison before Saul gets back. Saul mentioned that Lord Malak was on his way. I think the Admiral left to prepare for his arrival and to report the results of our interrogation.
I only wish you'd been able to resist the Admiral's questioning. I hope the information you revealed does not bring the entire galaxy under the dominion of the Sith. I appreciate your feelings for me, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion. There is peace. Your efforts were well-intentioned, but poorly thought out. Saul tortured us all anyway. There is too much at stake to let reckless passion rule our actions. I know if I'd been in that position, I would not have betrayed the Order and the Republic.
Stop it, both of you. Bastila, you can't honestly say how you would have reacted in that situation. Nobody can. Besides, Saul already had all the information. I could tell. Don't be so hard on yourself. I've known the Admiral a long time. I could see that he already knew the answers to the questions he was asking.
I appreciate your feelings for Carth, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion. There is peace.
I've known Admiral Carth a long time, and I think you're right. The interrogation was a sham. Saul was toying with us. He didn't care what we told him. I think it was just an excuse to torture us.
Your attitude disturbs me. Such selfishness is a sign of the dark side's taint, and it does little to fill me with confidence in you.
Forget about it, Bastila. It doesn't matter anyway. I've known the Admiral a long time. I could see that he already knew the answers to the questions he was asking.
Did you feel that? A disturbance in the Force. The Admiral has sent his message. The Dark Lord knows we're here now. Malak is coming.
Well, then we better hope Mission busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope T3M4 busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Jolie busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Canderous busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Juhani busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope HK-47 busts us out of here before he arrives.
We better get moving. I can feel the darkness of Malak's presence approaching, and I don't want to be here when he arrives. None of us is a match for the Sith Lord. Then you are a fool. The power of the Dark Lord is strong enough to destroy any of us, even you. It would be suicide to face Malak here. We need to get away before he arrives. Surprise and secrecy will serve us best. A small group might have a better chance of sneaking onto the bridge undetected while the others make their way down to the Ebon Hawk.
Count me in, then. I've got a score to settle with the Admiral before we get off this ship. And I have a feeling I'm going to find him on the Leviathan's bridge. I have to confess something. There was a moment, just a moment, when part of me was hoping that you would tell him what he wanted to know, just to make the horrible pain stop. No, I know you would never do anything to intentionally cause me pain, but you had no other choice. You couldn't betray our cause. I don't honestly know if I could have been as strong in your position. To watch you suffer like that, I might have cracked. You wanted me to suffer. You enjoyed my torment. I don't know what to say. I thought there was a bond between us. Maybe you're not the woman I thought you were. Good job, Mission. I know you wouldn't let us down. When we get out of this, I'm going to see that you get a medal from the Republic for everything you've done. Nice job, Canderous. You keep getting us out of jams like this, and there might be a place for you in the Republic Army, even if you are a Mandalorian. You may be a droid, but when this is all over, I'm going to see the Republic gives you a medal for your part in this.
Very resourceful. I assume you had some part in this. You learned your lessons well from me.
The only thing you taught me was betrayal and death, Saul.
Don't be a fool. I'm giving you and your companions a chance to surrender, a chance to live. Darth Malak himself is on his way. He'll be arriving any moment.
He speaks the truth, Carth. I can feel the Dark Lord's presence approaching.
Malak will destroy you. But if you throw down your weapons now, I will ask my master to be merciful.
I've seen enough of Sith mercy.
You always did like to do things the hard way. Lord Malak would have preferred live prisoners, but corpses will have to do. Carth.
The Admiral! He's still alive!
It's time to finish this.
No, Carth. Not like this. Do not give in to the hate.
Don't you understand what this man has done to my life? Do you know the pain he's brought me?
Killing him won't ease the pain, Carth. Do not become what you despise.
Carth, must tell you something. Come closer. You didn't know, did you? Remember my dying words. Remember them whenever you look at those you thought were your friends.
He's gone. He said it can't be true, can it? No, it can't. Damn you, Saul. Damn you. Bastila, it is true, isn't it? And you knew. You and the whole damn Jedi Council, you knew the whole time.
Carth, it's not what you think. We had no other choice. Please, you don't understand.
So make me understand.
Not here, Carth. Please, there's no time. Malak is coming. This isn't the place. Please, Carth, I'm asking you to trust me for just a little while longer.
Okay, I'll trust you, Bastila, but as soon as we're off this ship, I expect some answers.
Of course, Carth. As soon as we get to the Ebon Hawk, I'll explain everything. To both of you, I promise. I'll hold Malak off. You two get out of here. Find the Star Forge.
No, Bastila, he's too strong.
For the Jedi!
No! The door's sealed. We can't get past. Come on, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk. Bastila doesn't stand a chance against Malak, but we can't help her. Not here. We have to get off the ship and find the Star Forge. That's the key to beating the Dark Lord. Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away. We can't let her sacrifice be in vain. Come on! Wait, not so fast. I need to know if what Malak said about you is true or not first. You can't be, can you? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your attitude now that I know who you really are, Revan. Not so fast. We've got a bigger issue to deal with here. They deserve to know the truth about you. Do you want to tell them what Malak said, or should I?
Revan? What are you talking about? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, it's no joke. The Jedi Council captured Revan and erased the Dark Lord's mind, programming in a new identity. Saul Carth told me on the Leviathan, and Bastila confirmed it.
It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
Of course it still matters. How do we know more memories won't come flooding back? How do we know Revan won't suddenly turn on us? I have been such a fool. I swore to protect you, and here you were the enemy all this time. But you're the one responsible for the death of my wife, the destruction of my homeworld. You destroyed my life. How could I have been such a fool? How could I have not known? How could you betray me like this? You should have known. I should have figured it out. I just can't. Was everything a lie then? Everything that we talked about? Are you sure? I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Who's to say that your old life won't come back? All of it. That's what I feared. Who's to say your old life won't come back? Everything that you felt and thought. All of it. This isn't a joke. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, about the way you felt. Was the woman we knew Revan, or someone else? Will you change into Revan? How can any of us trust you? Get over it. Yeah, I can get over it. Should have figured out earlier that you weren't what you seemed. That's my fault. Do you think everyone else is going to be so quick to get over it? You think they're going to follow a Sith Lord? But it is true. It's horribly true. It was you. You killed my wife. You ravaged my world. You destroyed my life. Doesn't matter who's to blame. You're still the one who did it. You killed my wife. You betrayed everything that I believed in. You destroyed my life. The whole time we've been chasing after Malak, we've had his old Sith master right at our side, listening to our secrets, hearing our plans. The Star Forge. It's huge. I've never seen anything like it before.
I can feel the power of the dark side emanating from that space station. It almost feels like it's alive. That must be where Malak has taken Bastila.
I'm transmitting these coordinates to Admiral Dodonna. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet. Message is away. We should probably wait for the Republic fleet to show up before we try and rescue Bastila. We'll need cover if we want to fly in and dock on the Starforge. We've got company. A small vanguard of Sith fighters coming in hard. Get on those gun turrets. Take those fighters out before they report our position to the main fleet.
What was that? What's wrong? Did one of the Sith fighters hit us?
No, it's something else. We've flown into some kind of disruptor field. All my instruments are jammed. We've got massive overloads on all systems. I'm picking up a single planet in this system. I'll try and put us down here. Hold on. This may be a rough landing. The Starforge. I've never seen anything like it. I'm transmitting these coordinates to Admiral Dodonna. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet. Message is away. Now we can just wait for the Republic to show up. We should be safe here. We're outside their sensor range. Oh, we've got problems. We've flown in some kind of disruptor field. All my instruments are jammed. We've got massive overloads in all systems. I'm picking up a single planet in this system. I'll try and put us down there. Hold on. This may be a rough landing. We can probably find the wreckage of a downed ship along the way. And if we're lucky, we can salvage some stabilizers from it to get off this planet.
I hope everything works out as smooth as you make it sound, Carth.
Well, so do I, Mission. So do I.
There's massive power fluctuations on the ship's sensors. They seem to be coming from some type of large stone structure to the east. It looks like some kind of ancient temple.
They must have some kind of protection against it, but the Republic fleet won't. We have to find a way to disable that disruptor field, or the Sith will slaughter them. You're back. But where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple? The dark side. Bastila. No! How could that happen?
She was always in danger of being seduced by the dark side, Carth. Bastila was strong, but she was always impatient and headstrong. Malak preyed upon her weakness.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark side, so Bastila could too, right? We still might be able to save her.
No doubt. I must say that it's good to have you with us, my dear. For a minute there, I thought you might decide... Well, never mind what I thought.
Decide? Decide what?
Bastila tried to tempt her to the dark side, to reclaim Revan's heritage. She failed.
So you did it. You turned against Revan once and for all. I knew she wasn't part of you anymore. I knew it. I told you that you would have to make a choice eventually, that you would be tested. I think that was it. I can feel it. And you did exactly what I'd hoped you would. It couldn't have been easy. I'm very proud of you. I'm sure she did. I can't say that any one of us wouldn't have been tempted. I know. But I can't blame Bastila for being turned, however. She's just so young and doesn't deserve this kind of fate. Always. I'm not certain any one of us wouldn't have been tempted by Bastila's offer. I love you. I can't wait until all this is over with.
Hey, sheesh, get a room, will ya?
I love you. I can't wait until all this is over with.
Hey, sheesh, get a room, will ya? Oh, sure. Even a good omen can get itself a room, though, don't you think?
Right. Sorry. I can't remember the last time I felt this happy. I can't wait until the Starforge is destroyed.
You make that sound so easy. Just fly over and boom, one less Starforge in the universe.
I feel more confident now than I ever did before. The Force is with us, Mission.
Confidence is all well and good, Carth. But if we are going to catch up to Bastila, we should leave soon. Don't you think?
Okay, let's get moving. The longer we wait, the harder this is going to be. No doubt. Let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee. Bastila, you're alive! I was worried about you for a minute that I was sure we'd never see you again once Malak got... Wait a minute. Where are Juhani and Jolie Bindo? Are they okay? What happened inside that temple? What? What are you talking about?
The Jedi Council has failed, Carth. Darth Revan has been reborn. Together we will destroy Malak and seize control of his fleet, then use it to crush the Republic. Juhani and Jolie would not swear loyalty to the new ruler of the Sith. They died for their foolishness. Now swear loyalty to Darth Revan or face your own death.
No! You can't mean that. This isn't you. You're not Revan, I know it. You've got to resist it. This isn't you talking. We can help you. We can find a way to...
My. I think the sad fool may actually be in love with you, Revan.
Never. You're not the woman I love. We'll stop you if we have to. All of us. I refuse to believe that. We'll stop you if we have to. All of us. We'll save you from yourself. No. We serve the Republic. You're no better than Malak. We'll never swear allegiance to one who serves the dark side. You don't have to help the Sith Mission. Not while I'm here. I won't let you do this to yourself. I love you, no matter what. Run for it, Mission. Get to the jungle. Go! Go!
Let him go. We have more important things to worry about. We have to get to the Starforge and kill Malak. Then we can turn our attention to the Republic.
Run for it, Mission. Get to the jungle. Go! Go!
No, Carth, don't do it!
I see now it was a mistake to let you go into that temple. I, of all people, should have seen this coming. First saw Carth, and now you. I should be an expert on betrayal by now. No, but nothing you can say or do can make me betray the Republic. I won't join you, and I won't just stand aside and let you become ruler of the Sith again, Revan. I'm gonna find a way to save you, I swear. I won't give up on you, no matter what. The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent as we were crashing into that planet. I'm picking up a transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Fawn Dodonna to the Ebon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Carth Onassi. We're receiving your transmission.
Carth, I'm glad to see you're still alive. We've begun our assault on the Starforge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Starforge wasn't constructed by the Sith, Admiral. We don't have time for me to fully explain it, but that space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Starforge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Starforge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. I can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Starforge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our every move and counter our every strategy.
It's because of Bastila, Admiral. She turned to the dark side and became Malak's apprentice. We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation against you and your fleet.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
If Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send a squadron of Jedi Knights to the Starforge to find Bastila. Their small ships will be able to fly through the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Bastila, they may be able to distract her attention from the battle overhead. That should allow you to move your capital ships into position for a final assault on the Starforge itself.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Carth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are going to see this through to the end.
And may the Force be with you.
It's done. Bastila's dead. Soon the Republic fleet will break through and the capital ships will be able to bombard the Starforge. Then it'll finally be over. There's no point. There's no other place I'd rather be than here. You know that can't happen. There's no turning back for you. There's just an ending. It's the only way. The only alternative is a path I know you don't want to take. You're very brave to make the decision you did. I love you. You know that, right? There isn't much time. It should be over soon. This is all the time we have. It should all be over soon. We have to kill her. Her battle meditation is the only thing stopping the fleet from getting through. There you are. What happened? That's great news. I knew you could do it. I don't think that anyone actually expected that he could be redeemed. Surprised you'd even think of trying. Hey, I was doing what I could, thank you very much. I don't think that anyone actually expected that he could be redeemed. Surprised you'd even think of trying. Hey, I was doing what I could, thank you very much. No time to celebrate just yet. With Bastila dead, the Republic has broken through the Sith fleet. The capital ships are in bombardment range.
There's no time to celebrate just yet. I was able to use my battle meditation to allow the Republic to break through the Sith fleet. The capital ships are in bombardment range.
And that means we all have to get out of here right now before this entire complex comes down around our ears. Everyone else is already on the ship. Let's move. So you killed Darth Malak. Somehow I always knew you would. The Republic fleet picked me up from the planet, and I told them of your betrayal. But I also told them that I couldn't abandon you. I had to come. I said I'd find a way to save you from yourself, and I will. I don't believe that, and I don't think you do either. And abandon you? No. I couldn't have done that. All you have to do is listen to me. That's all I ask.
Carth, I knew I sensed your presence. I should have known you would find a way to meddle in this one last time.
Don't interfere, Bastila. This is between me and Revan.
You're a fool. Revan has already made her choice, and there is no turning back. Don't listen to him, Master. Let me strike him down. Seize your victory.
I love you. Even now, even after all you've done. I love you like I haven't loved anyone or anything since my wife died, and I didn't even think that was possible. You may not love me. You may not love anything anymore now that you've gone over to the dark side, but I believe that there's still some part of you that I can reach. There is a part of you that believes in hope and mercy and love. And that part knows that it will soon be gone forever.
Your words are meaningless. You have no idea of the power we now wield. Revan will rule the galaxy.
No, it's too late for that. And it's too late for you to turn back. But you can end this here. There's still time for one final act of redemption. Kill Bastila. Without her battle meditation, the Republic fleet can destroy the Starforge and rid the galaxy of this evil. Stay here on the Starforge with me. We won't have time to get off before the Starforge is destroyed, not if you stop Bastila, but our sacrifice can save the Republic. If you don't, all you have is emptiness and darkness. You don't want that. Please don't want that. Stay. Let's end this now, together.
No, I won't let you do this. Don't be a fool, Revan. No, you can't do this. Not when we're so close.
I know, it's too late to turn back, but you can end this here. There's still time for one final act of redemption. I wish there could have been another way.